I'm gonna give you guys just a minute or so to process this. We want to graph this story problem. So I'll give you guys about a minute to think about this, and then we will, if the person next in line wants to do this, we'll go ahead and that person will do the graphing. But I want to give you guys some time to think about this. All right, so Vincent, do you think you're ready to handle doing this graphing? And while I'm waiting for him to respond, if you ever need graph paper to do any graphing, just go check out on the internet to Google graph paper. Okay. Looks like we're down to Kimberly. Kimberly, you up to, okay. Atalanta, you up to trying the graphing? Okay. You already have whiteboard, so go ahead. Tell me how you would go about graphing this.
Well, as I could see, by each hour worked, you can increase the amount of money by $15. So I actually read a bit of the lesson, and I'm thinking that it would be a linear graph too, because it continues to go as a straight line. It continues to increase by $15. So let's see. I want to see how am I going to graph this.
Okay, so let me ask you, what do you think, have you ever heard us talk about independent and dependent variables?
Yes.
Okay. This bottom will always be your independent variable.
Mm-hmm.
So what variable would it be that it could be any number?
The income, because income stands alone, and the hours worked depends just a lot. I forgot how to explain. My mind just went dead. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you think, now dependent will depend upon what the other variable does.
Yeah.
So let's think about this.
Income.
Do you think the number of hours is going to rely on how much income you have? Or do you think the amount of income will depend upon how many hours you put in?
Oh, good point, good point. Alrighty, I'm going to just have to turn this all around. So the hours worked would go down here. And I'm writing sloppily. Please pardon my sloppy writing. WK.
No problem. We like handwritten stuff.
Alright, and sloppily we're going to write as the side. Income. Yeah, as you can see, I do better on paper than online. And good as it gets. So, yeah, so because this is dependent on the $15 an hour, I just went brain dead. What the heck? I think I have lack of sleep today. Anywho.
Okay, so we know that this is H down here. We're going to have to figure out what are we going to make each of these little lines equal to. But we got to make sure we have enough space. We have it on our graph. So what do you think each one of these lines should represent?
Down here, I think it should be like 1 and 2, like skip every few. Like this would be like 0 over here, and then 1 over here. And how many do we have to go up to?
Yeah, 10? That would be good.
Okay. So then, oh my goodness, my mind is like totally dying right now. I'm trying to fight to keep it alive. So 2, 3, 4, oh geez, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9's fine.
8,
9's fine.
9. Oh no.
Because you can work a half an hour. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Now the tricky part's going to be the income.
Alright, so then Yeah, so it's like going to be 15. So 15 would be right here. Then continue to like 15, 30, 45,
that would be perfect.
To increase like that. Alrighty, so 15, 30, 45. My sister's walking all around, so it's going to be starting to become very sloppy.
And while you're doing that,
5,
when you do graphing, you don't necessarily have to have each line represent the same amount. In other words, this can represent half, but this can represent every other one 15. Because sometimes you have to adjust the graph based upon your data. Okay, so what do you think is going to be the next thing we need to do? Because we want to graph this.
I think we get started on graphing. So like, let's get started here. For each hour worked would be $15, so that would get started there. For every 2 hours worked would be right there. And then there. And there. And so on and so forth. But you can see like it makes a straight line. So I'm like, really happy with that.
You want to go ahead and put that line in there? Great. And notice how she took the line clear across. One thing I want to discourage students from doing is drawing a line just through these points, because this data goes all the way here. You don't get stopped being paid after 4 hours. I know I would be upset if they stopped paying me after 4 hours. I want to go the whole, at least up to 9 hours or longer, depending upon your graph. All right, Atlanta, fantastic job here. Beautiful job.